Jagannath is situated at Jagannath Puri, many devotees from all parts of the world came to perform Sankirtan in glorification of the Lord. All these devotees were certainly seen and heard by Maharaj Prataparudra. But he herein admits that the kirtan performed by the associates of the Lord was unique. He had never heard such Sankirtan nor seen such attractive features manifest by the devotees. This is very interesting. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very popular in Orissa. Traditionally, every small village in Orissa, they have what they call a Bhagavat Tungi. It's a small hut in a village where all the residents of the village come together every evening before television came along. And they would have kirtan, and they would hear Srimad Bhagavatam or Vishnu Purana or Mahabharata, Ramayana, like that. And it was so nice. And every community, every village practically in Orissa, even different historians have noted that there are more deities of Gaura Nitai in Orissa than there are in West Bengal. The worship of Gaura Nitai is more popular in Orissa than it is in West Bengal. In fact, every village, I've traveled in the villages, I've seen, every village has a kirtan party. And in Ekadasis, practically everywhere you go, whether it's in Bhubaneswar, where we used to stay, or we've been in Puri the last 5 years, in Puri, every Ekadasi, you can hear them doing 24-hour kirtan, Hare Krishna mantra, all over Orissa. Even the Smarta Brahmins. In Orissa, the Smarta Brahmins are persons who are worshiping Lord Jagannath, and sometimes even they worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they're very, very attached to the rules and regulations. We call them Smartas. But even the Smarta Brahmins, at the time of their wedding ceremonies in Orissa, part of the wedding ceremony, the bride has to be initiated in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's part of the ceremony, because they consider if there's any fault in the bride, that Hare Krishna mantra will take it away. If you go to Jagannath Puri, every day, we do Harinam there on a daily basis. You can find groups from villages from all over India, especially all over Orissa, coming and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, doing kirtan together there. But Maharaj Prataparudra, although he'd seen this, he'd seen so much kirtan before, he'd never seen kirtan like this before. What do you mean? Why is it that Raghunath Das Goswami, in his Mangalacharna for his Mukta Charit, he begins by stating, Nama Shreshtam Manamapi Sachiputram Matra Swarupam. He speaks about the different gifts that Gurudev has given him. And he says, Nama Shreshtam. Gurudev gave me the topmost name. Is that philosophically correct? We understand that Krishna's Advaya Tattva, that he's one, he's not two. So if you say Namashreshtam, the topmost name, does that mean on the weekdays he's God, but on the weekends there's a difference between him and the name? Or does it mean there's Namashreshtam and then there's some other type of name also? How do we understand that? How do we understand these statements of Maharaj Prataparudra? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, let me read a little more from Prabhupada's purport. The associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were unlimited during the Lord's presence on this planet. But anyone who is pure in life and devoted to the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to be understood as a Nitya Siddha associate of the Lord. This is another topic I'd like to try to explore in the next few days. Krishna Dulal Prabhu, are you a Nitya Siddha devotee of the Lord? I think you're pure in life and you're devoted to the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so you must be a Nitya Siddha. Do you feel like a Nitya Siddha? Doesn't feel it. Prabhuji? Gaura Prabhu's.
Definitely not.
100%.
I'm Kripa Siddha if I'm lucky.
But why does Prabhupada say this? Some people might say, well, he's flattering the devotees. Prabhupada sometimes will say different devotees are incarnations and whatever. Let's also examine that a little bit later. What does Srila Prabhupada mean by this? That all the associates, all the devotees, persons devotees who are devoted to the mission of Mahaprabhu and is pure in life, they're understood to be Nitya Siddhas. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied to Maharaj Prataparudra, Bhattacharya kohe madhura vachana Chaitanya Shrishti Madhura Vachana, this very sweet sound. This is Chaitanya Shrishti. This is something that's been created by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it's known as Prema Sankirtan. Okay, what is Kirtan? What is Sankirtan? And what is Prema Sankirtan? Is there any difference? Kirtan means the chanting of the holy name. Bhajan means to worship the Lord. Bhajan also can mean doing artik. Bhajan can also mean reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. That's our worship of the Lord. And it also can mean sitting down with a harmonium or mridanga and singing bhajans. That's a common meaning for it. So kirtan means chanting. But sankirtan means congregational chanting. In Jiva Goswami and Bhakti Sandarbha, he defines it as samyak kirtan, or complete kirtan. Why is it complete? He gives two reasons. One, because when you have many people chanting together, there's more potency in it. And this is a topic I'd also like to speak something about, probably today. We want to have some joint conception in kirtan. The devotees of the Lord are happy to see anyone doing kirtan. I saw a video a few years ago on YouTube of the Sankirtan Ashram in New York. They're going to Washington Square Park every day and doing Harinam. And one day they're doing Harinam, and all of a sudden this Hasidic Jew shows up with his hair kind of coming down by his ears, his big black hat and black clothes. And he's standing and watching the devotees. It's such a nice kirtan. And after a while, his foot kind of starts tapping, starts moving, and after a little while he starts dancing. And then a little later, there's another fellow who comes, and he looks like he's from Saudi Arabia, like some sheikh or something. He's got this traditional Islamic dress. And the next thing you know, he's dancing, and then the next thing you know, that Hasidic Jew and that Muslim fellow, they're swinging around together and dancing like anything. So we're very happy to see that. Huh? The poet Purudas, in one song speaking about the kirtan of Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, he sings that Chodi ke mahanta meli koraye kirtana keli satta sampradaya gaya geet. That in the kirtan of Mahaprabhu at Puri, in Puri, Chodi ke mahanta meli, everyone's chanting together, and not just everyone, not just all the branches of the Gaudiya Math and Iskcon and the Babajis also, but the Mahants are coming. All the leaders are coming. And they're all doing kirtan together. Chodi ke mahanta meli, koraye kirtana keli. It's kirtan keli. They're having, keli means some pastimes, some fun. They're having pastimes in kirtan. Satta sampradaya gaya geet. And there's 100 different sampradayas there, all together, doing kirtan. The kirtan is something which is for everyone. It's sankirtan, when everyone comes together and chants. But prema nam sankirtan means something more. We have the adjective prema before it. And this is something Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. In every Kali Yuga, the process is nam sankirtan. But in this Kali Yuga, this Danya Kali Yuga, this very special Kali Yuga, it's known as prema nam sankirtan. And that's very, very esoteric, very, very deep topic that we'd like to speak something about. So there should be some group conception. In the Madhya Lila, chapter 13, we were speaking this the other day, of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it describes the pastime of Rathayatra in Puri. And the word sampradaya is used perhaps a dozen times in that chapter to describe the different associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It says there was a Mukunda Sampradaya, there was a Gadadhar Sampradaya, there was a Nityananda Sampradaya, the Advaita Sampradaya, and you feel like raising your hand, excuse me, I thought we were all the Gaudiya Sampradaya. What are all these? These are all followers of Mahaprabhu. Does everyone understand this point? Srila Prabhupada, in his translations, he just translates the word Sampradaya as group. Okay, but it could say Sangha. Why is he saying Sampradaya? This indicates something, that there's different subgroups within the broader group. Why are there different subgroups? Because of Krishna Katha. And this Krishna Katha, which gives some conception to the holy name. And therefore, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that we should never worship Krishna without Radha, without his internal energy. And he said Krishna is not different from his name. And Srimati Radharani manifests in Kali Yuga in the form of Krishna Katha. So we don't have Krishna Katha without Kirtan, and we shouldn't have Kirtan without Krishna Katha. Sometimes we have Kirtan without Krishna Katha. Why? Very clearly because not everybody has faith in Krishna Katha. Not everybody has faith in the speakers of Krishna Katha, to be really honest. We have more faith in Madhav Prabhu. He's a wonderful Kirtaniya. In Janavi, and so many wonderful Kirtaniyas like that. Gaura Prabhu is a great Kirtaniya. But Gaura Prabhu also has something to say. And Srila Prabhupada was the greatest Kirtaniya. But Prabhupada would always speak before they did Kirtan. And in that Krishna Katha, if the devotees are hearing properly and attentive, then some conception comes to the heart. And that conception then is reflected in the Kirtan. Otherwise, people are doing Kirtan and I don't know what they're all thinking. They're thinking Madhav is like a rock star or something like that. Maybe they're thinking like, or they're thinking, if I go to that Kirtan meal, there's a lot of cute girls or hunky guys that will go there. Or they're thinking, my friends will be there. They have some good food afterwards. When is this going to get over with? Or maybe they're thinking, nice music, this is really good. Or maybe a few people are going there because they're praying, dear God,